Hey everybody, this is Justin with Sillage Scents. I have got an awesome fragrance review for you today. One you might already be familiar with, but one I would highly encourage you to pick up. It's an amazing fragrance and the price is right. But before we get going, let me know in the comments once you discover what this is. How have you tried it, and how do you think it compares to some of the others in a similar category? Also, please subscribe to my channel. All right, here we go. I am talking about this beauty right here, MISSONI Wave. I've had a couple of you ask me if I've tried this one and even asked me to do a review of it. So here we are. I've had MISSONI Parfum for quite a while, and that's a great blue fragrance. This one is very different. This is an aquatic fragrance, and it's one that it's been said a million times, but it's compared to Versace Pour Homme and Allure Homme Sport. And what is often said about MISSONI Wave is that it's just like the Versace, but not quite as fresh or as sharp as that fragrance. And it's a lot like the Chanel, but not quite as creamy or sweet as that fragrance. And even though this is not original with me, I have to say I totally 100% agree with that sentiment. Of the two, the Versace Pour Homme, Chanel Allure Homme Sport, I prefer the Chanel. I actually like that extra sweetness. I like that creaminess that takes off a little bit of the edge or the bite off of Versace Pour Homme. I'm not a huge fan of Versace Pour Homme, but I like the Chanel, which is very similar, but just softened out a little bit. And that's what this one does as well. It softens out that Versace Pour Homme DNA, and it does have a bit of that creaminess, a bit of the sweetness like the Chanel does. So some of the notes that you're going to get, this is definitely an aquatic, citrusy fragrance that does have some patchouli and some oak moss in it. That make it not just all a citrusy, freshy, but I'll go ahead and tell you the actual notes in the fragrance. So you've got in the top citrus notes and Sicilian mandarin, and so that's what you're going to get. Absolutely, in the opening is a beautiful citrus note, but with a real aquatic heart and an aquatic undertone that's going to be throughout the fragrance. And then in the mid, you've got lavender, clary sage, rosemary, and Egyptian pelargonium, which apparently pelargonium is like geranium. It's a similar, maybe even the same plant with different names from different regions, but I know it's at least similar. And so kind of that aromatic heart of the fragrance, it does share in common with the Versace and with the Chanel. I don't get a ton of lavender necessarily because I consider lavender to be a little stronger, to have a little bit more of a bite. But I think it's got a softer lavender, less lavender, and probably equal clary sage, rosemary, and then pelargonium or geranium, take your pick. But that aromatic heart is kind of what sets this fragrance and others like it apart from just kind of your run-of-the-mill, citrusy gem aquatic fragrance. It's got a little citrus and a little bit of aquatic notes. This one does have an aromatic heart that gives it some substance. This could be definitely an everyday wear, a signature scent, perfect for the office, perfect for just about any circumstance. If you're going to the beach or going to the pool, this fits great. If you're going to an 8-hour, job in the cubicle, then it works perfect for that as well. And then in the base, you've got vanilla orchid, Haitian vetiver, patchouli, and oak moss. And the vanilla orchid, I don't really know what vanilla orchid smells like, but maybe some of that creamy sweetness you're getting from the vanilla orchid. I'm not really sure. The patchouli and the oak moss do come across the way that you would expect. That little bit of mysterious vibe, that sort of cloudy feel that you get from patchouli. And then the oak moss and the dry down, you do get oak moss, vetiver, somewhat of it's definitely a clean smelling fragrance. So it's more of like a soapy vetiver, I guess you would say. But there's a lot going on in this fragrance, but it comes together, especially if you've smelled the Versace and or the Chanel. you're immediately going to recognize this. It's a major crowd pleaser. It's a compliment getter. It's one that has sold very well throughout the years with those other two fragrances. And this one is probably right in the middle of those two. I think it's a great pickup. This is a sub $40 fragrance, pretty much all over the internet, $35 to $40, something like that. I think it's an amazing buy, one that I would highly recommend as we're heading into warmer weather. This one will work great in the spring, and it will absolutely kill it in the summer. So, MISSONI Wave, absolutely 2 thumbs way up. This is one that you should try out. All right, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments, have you tried this one? Which do you prefer out of the Versace, the Chanel, or this one? And also, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks.